On this week's episode, we decided that Scott should do his own show subjects so he has stuff to talk about. And we've also decided that Scott can talk about Lineage 2, one show subject, because this is Twitch and it's a game show, gaming channel.
Okay. Westerns.
And sex.
Yeah. See, it's three subjects.
But all you know, okay. So stay tuned for that. I don't know if that'll be next week or the following week, but stay tuned. Let's do that show in October, Scott, shall we?
Sure.
But on this show, let's talk about all kinds of other stuff.
Food.
What not to eat.
Definitely what not to eat, Steve. Don't do that again, Steve.
We won't do it again. You'll have to watch the show to see what we're talking about.
Yep.
Start the show. Welcome to the Don't Know Show. I'm Steve.
Wait a minute. I'm Scott, but hang
Scott's
on.
Eating.
Plating. I'm Scott.
He's plating.
Sure, tell about how about after scissors.
Maybe Scott eating on the show.
Mm.
And a YouTube show and a podcast show.
And live stream.
We think the podcast might be up.
Oh, close. You saw that.
What?
You saw how close I got it.
Yeah. No, I saw that he did it. It might be up if you search it on Apple. I'd have to check that. I didn't check that. It's not up on our webpage yet. We still don't know how to do that. But live Twitch stream, which some of you people are watching live. So the live Twitch stream is Sundays. The YouTube show is released on the following Monday.
Monday.
Following Saturday. Don't listen to what I'm saying. When it's wrong, do not push it down farther down the road. My nephew is starting a podcast. So we'll have him on the show.
Okay.
It's him and two of his friends from college, and they're going to review movies. So we will talk to them about their it's called Triple Feature. Is the podcast, and we will have them on the show.
Cool.
So that'll be fun to talk about them, and maybe they know how to do podcasts since they're doing one. They're probably uploading it straight to Libsyn, and I was told that's a bad idea because in case Libsyn goes, then your whole library goes.
We're not. I'm in the middle of my show.
So is it an emergency? Do you need to take it? Do we need to stop recording? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down.
We're good.
We're good.
Okay, I got to go by.
Who is it?
My driver we had two buses at the game today.
Ah, wow. That's a lot of people.
Yes.
And?
Well, he was just calling, let me know
that the bus was home.
And he's, yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's cool. So what are you eating?
I'm eating a chicken thigh dipped in mayonnaise.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about what's going on in the world today. Scott eating. We're going to talk about me eating in a little bit. Go down to whathappened.world, go down there and you can see the webpage is kind of back, but not kind of back. There was a bunch of updates. So the YouTube updates aren't working. The podcast updates aren't working, but you can still connect to our social media and see what we're doing.
Yep. Sorry that I'm eating in front of you, but what
are you eating?
I told you. A chicken thigh dipped in mayonnaise.
Dipped in mayonnaise? You dip it in mayonnaise?
Well, if you make a cold chicken sandwich, you pick up the chicken, you take a piece of bread, you put mayonnaise on it, and then you take pieces of chicken, put it on there, and mayonnaise on the other bread, and you got a chicken sandwich.
Oh, that's how you make it.
You don't have any bread.
That's not how I make a chicken sandwich.
Oh, yeah, you make a chicken sandwich with cauliflower.
So we'll get back to the pictures, but since you're talking about bread, you've disabled sharing, so I can't.
I did not disable sharing.
So I can't do the show. Bummers. I was hoping we could do the show, but we can't do the show because Scott didn't do the.
I didn't do that.
Do that? Did I do that?
Yeah. Who did that? Who said that, Steve? Who said that?
I don't remember her name.
Wasn't a her.
It was a her.
Was not.
It was on the movie The Machine. And she killed her father. And she goes, "Did I do that?"
It was Steve Urkel.
No. It was in the movie The Machine. It's a Bert Kreischer movie. And the
movie.
What?
What year is that movie?
It just came out. It's live now.
Steve Urkel said it back when that show was on.
And she goes,
she stole it. She plagiarized it.
Yeah, and she says she does in the movie. She goes, she saw that. But then when she kills her father, goes, did I do that? And Bert Kreischer goes over to his dad and goes, I'm going to have to watch that show.
There you go.
But
But
as
you,
you can what?
you said but.
Yeah, I know. What does that say?
Steve, don't eat it.
Right. So what are things you shouldn't eat, Scott?
Rotten food.
Yellow snow.
That's true.
Right. Apparently you should not eat. A list of ingredients are horrifying coming right out of the gate. Mechanically separated chicken. Is that what you're eating? Mechanically separated chicken?
No. This is Amish.
Oddly enough. What?
This is Amish chicken.
Okay, so it's not mechanically separated.
I would assume not.
Yeah. Other ingredients include beef tripe, beef hearts. And so why would that be in chicken?
Good question. I'll tell you right
Partially-
now, all that stuff they're talking about is what goes into hamburgers.
I understand that, but this is chicken.
Chicken.
Ralph's
Mm.
potted meat food product. Well, it says potted meat.
Pot, yeah.
So-
that
so
I thought was weird. Potted
So
meat.
I guess that's all in there. But it says partially defatted cooked pork fatty tissue.
How does one defat fat?
Partially defatted pork fatty tissue.
Interesting.
So there it is. Looks like ice cream, but it's not.
No, it kind of looks like the pate cat food that I feed the cat.
But that's not what I ate. It says Steve don't eat. I searched up Steve don't eat just to see what would come up, and that came up, and I thought that was funny. So this morning I woke up and I decided to have a roll with butter.
Was Peggy okay with that?
Well, there was only one problem with the roll.
I'm not going to go there. Oh, I feel so much better now.
Well, it could be wrong with bread since you didn't have any bread.
It could be the beginning of penicillin.
Yes. Didn't notice it.
It's all right. It's not bad for you. It's just gross.
Well, it also makes you sick. Can make you sick. You can have allergic reactions to it and it can make you sick.
That's true.
Well, guess what it did?
It made you full.
No, it made me empty.
It made you empty. Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Like I couldn't hold my insides inside anymore. And they just all fell out. So I'm sitting here with a sour stomach.
You know what we haven't done yet? Because I was eating and you were so having much fun with it.
Talk about the picture behind us.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to me again, which is not unusual.
I was eating.
I said, since we're talking about food, we'll talk about food first, and then we'll get back to the picture.
I didn't hear the last part of it. I heard talk about food first. So which we did.
Then get back to the pictures.
Okay.
So let's try that again. We're going to talk about food first since you're eating, and then we'll get back to the pictures.
Food.
So yes, don't eat moldy bread.
Okay.
So there were 3 rolls left in there, and Peggy
about
came
moldy
down.
cheese.
After I was sick, and Peggy went to the store and came back, and after I've already had my bottoms fall out and everything fell out of my body, she came back and goes, "Oh, look, the bread's moldy. I'm gonna throw it out." I'm like, "Oh, that's why I'm sick."
Yeah. See.
So, yes. So fun. However, I was not sick yesterday. Were you sick yesterday?
I was not.
Okay. So what do you have behind your head?
My cousins.
They look like weeds. They look like weeds.
Those look like weeds.
They look like toadstools.
Those look like my cousins. They're fun guy.
They look like the ones that the gnomes hang out with.
Right. Exactly.
Those are good ones.
These
Yeah,
not, but these do.
yeah. That's cool. Where's that at?
It was at a bar from the group
Not your house.
last week. It was out by the dumpsters.
Not by where to get peed on a lot.
Yeah.
So great.
So, well, you know what mushrooms grow on? decaying stuff, right?
Yeah, you keep him in the dark and you feed him shit.
Exactamundo.
Don't know show knows that.
Yes, it does. Don't know why it does, but it does.
So guess where I was last night based on what you see behind you?
You were at the Willard Ranch.
No, it's a stage with a W behind it. And do you see now? You'll cut this off once you do the edit, but you can see what's on the stage.
Yes, I can.
What is it?
It is a microphone.
And what would be a stage with a plain, sometimes brick wall with a logo and a microphone?
A karaoke bar.
Do you see a TV?
Well, the TV would be in front of the person, or
Do you see a TV?
No.
All the clues you need are what I've already told you.
All right. Well, it's probably open mic night, or else it's a comedian thing.
Right, comedy club. Now, here's the big trick. The strike is over. He's going back to work. But do you know who this is?
Hmm.
I will give you a hint. He started writing for Saturday Night Live almost 9 years ago.
Okay, so
He lives in New York.
Have no clue.
He lives in New York. He's dating a comedian who lives in California.
Ooh, that's always fun.
So it's a long distance relationship.
All right.
Andrew Dismukes.
I have absolutely no idea who that is.
Andrew Dismukes. Do you know who what Saturday Night Live is?
I do know what the show is. Yes.
Okay.
Do I watch it? I do not.
He's been a writer for the longest time, and then I think in 2020. So I think they hired him as a writer in 14 or 15, 2014 or 2015. And then he made it to the Not Ready for Prime Time players in 2020. Now, you know the difference between the featured performers and the Not Ready for Prime Time players?
Well, it's just like when you go to a comedy club on stage, you have your opening acts with people who are good, but they haven't gotten to that premium status. And the last person is always the really good one.
Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about. So on Saturday Night Live, they only have two categories.
Ah.
Right? Have you ever watched Saturday Night Live?
3 or 4 times in all these years. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Too bad. Yeah. They announce all the headliners, as it were.
Okay.
They don't call them headliners, right? And then featuring, and then they go through the ancillary characters.
Okay.
The guys that usually don't make it on. They're usually the writers and that have made it to get a shot on TV. And he's one of those guys.
Okay.
So he's one of that. And featuring. So Kenan Thompson would be one of the stars, and he would be featuring Andrew Dismukes. And they do it in alphabetical order. So
related to Leah Thompson? No.
Kenan Thompson.
Leah.
From Good Burger.
Leah Thompson.
From Good Burger.
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember Good Burger.
Leah from Back to the Future.
Yeah. No. I don't know anything about these people, so I was just.
You don't know anything. You are very limited. We've got to do a show on what does Scott know, and you have to put down all the subjects. What?
We have done that. It was called Does Scott Know?
No. We have to do a show on where you pick all the subjects on only things that you know about that you could talk about.
Oh, wow.
So you should just come up with a list. Don't put it on next show or whatever, but start an outline and put a list of things you know about. That would be Lineage 2.
DJing. Party bus work. Super drunk people. Which goes with both of those. How expensive it is to repair equipment and how stupid expensive vehicles have gotten.
Okay. How about stuff that would be interesting on our show?
Well, that's why I don't talk about the stuff that I know, because it's not interesting. It's just
Lineage 2. We're on Twitch. It's a game. So what else? Like a comedy club is good. My nephew doing a podcast about movies, triple feature, right? That'd be good.
Sure.
So what would you contribute as a subject that our listeners would like to listen to?
See, that's the problem. I mean, they already know about sex.
Do they?
Well, I'm assuming they do.
Do they?
We and now for something completely different.
See, I don't think they do.
Yeah. That's all right. I won't tell you about the weird dream I had a couple days ago.
I know what it was about.
You do not, because it was
I do.
freaky as hell.
It was about getting mooned.
Ooh, blue moon.
Nope.
No?
Harvest moon.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome, wasn't it?
You know, the last harvest moon of the year happened.
I know. So sad.
And did you know that this moon only happens this bright and this close only once every 5 years?
Yes and no. I didn't remember the 5-year thing, but I knew that it was a term thing.
Now, I took that picture of the harvest moon. I took that with my phone.
Okay.
That's pretty good, don't you think?
It is, because my pictures don't look anything like that.
I mean, you can even see the shuttles orbiting around it. No, I just,
Yeah.
But
Are you going back to last week's episode? Lies.
That's pretty good, don't you think?
It's phenomenal. Jay has the same thing. And I don't understand it because, well, granted, my phone's 4 years old already, but
you got
still.
to zoom way in and you got to hold it steady. And if you breathe at all, it moves off the camera.
I don't know how to breathe.
So, but yeah, I took that picture with my camera. That's pretty good camera. That's a pretty good phone.
Well, oops.
Well, oops.
Yeah. Alley-oop. Oops. See, that's what I end up with.
I don't. Hang on. Let me get back.
See,
yeah, the thing that looks like the moon over here, and then this little glowy thing over there. Yep. Yeah, you're zoomed way too far out. You got to zoom way in.
That was mostly almost max.
Oh, then yeah, I guess you don't have a camera that can do that. Bummers.
It's very annoying. And I have that telescope from last Christmas or whatever, and I can't seem to get it to work properly. It drives me crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a cool telescope. You were able to get good pictures off of that, weren't you?
I got one good picture off of it, and ever since then, nothing seems to want to. No, I mean, I do the fine tuning adjustment because you're supposed to look through the top tube to target your target. And then you look at the main telescope because that's when it's too.
Right, and you got to focus it in, right?
Right. And no matter how much I try, that target does not come into the main telescope. So there's something.
No, maybe you don't have it lined up right.
Exactly, but it shouldn't be. It's a no-brainer. Right?
No, it's okay.
And it's not supposed to move at that point.
It's more than a no-brainer, but I'm glad you believe it.
Apparently, that's the problem, Steve. It's more than a no-brainer.
Yeah, apparently. So remember when I said doesn't matter what you believe or what you think, you can find a story on either side of the argument?
Yes.
And that our wonderful government can't
shut. You're being naughty again.
Well, they can't vote on whether we're going to shut down or not, which they're probably going to shut it down. But the congressmen will still get paid. Whatever. The system's broke.
Yes, it is.
But they did vote on the dress code.
Yes. Talked about that last.
Did you see the news on that? I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Idiots. But to my point, I'm sharing our subject board with everyone.
Yes, because you wanted people to see your big thumbnails.
See the subject. Look, stocks struggle to shake off Fed rate worries. And then there's the Hollywood writer strike, which is now over because this was like Wednesday, I think. These days came out. And then look, why the Fed hasn't spooked the stock market yet. Mm-hmm. Well, wait a minute. Do stocks struggle because of the Fed or they're not spooked because of the Fed?
Well, they struggle, but they're not spooked.
What? No. Yeah, but if you read the articles, it says the stock market's doing great.
Exactly.
And then the other one says, oh my God, Chicken Little. The sky is falling.
My God, Becky, look at her butt. She looks like one of those rap guys girls.
The sky is falling. The sky is falling. So I'm like, I don't.
Hey, wait a minute. You'll never hear that ever again because I ate him.
Was that mechanically? Oh, no, that was not mechanically.
Chicken Little.
That was Amish separated by hand.
Yes. By hand.
So speaking of politics, here's an article I found. Now, this is the Don't Know Show. Do you know who the bad guy in Robin Hood was?
Well, the sheriff of Nottingham.
But who told the sheriff of Nottingham what to do? There was the guy above him. Sheriff of Nottingham did the bad things.
Well, the prince that was trying to take over for King John.
Well, take over for King John? Or
Well, because the king went on.
Wasn't King John the bad guy who was there, who took over for his brother who was on the Crusades? Right? And then he came back. Richard came back. This is stuff that you should know. You like this stuff. How I thought for sure we had a subject here that
I'll tell you right now, yeah. I enjoyed Robin Hood Men in Tights the best out of all of them.
Well, they had the story right in that.
Yeah, well, of course.
So John was in charge while Richard was off fighting the Crusades.
Yeah. I had it. Well, I knew. I just couldn't remember whose name was what.
You went right off to the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah.
No.
Sheriff of Nottingham.
So, you know how if you go back far enough in time, if you believe in evolution, not evolution, if
you accidentally stomp on a butterfly, everything changes in evolution.
No. If you believe in the Bible, what happens? Everybody traces back to Adam and Eve, right?
Sure.
So at some point, if you do a 32andMe, we're all going to be back to the same relatives. Who's there?
Okay.
Phone? Or
no, something was poking me in my pocket, and it was a controller from the bus.
Oh, I thought it was something else.
No, it wasn't something else, Steve. I said we could talk about sex on my show, not yours.
Well, we can talk about your pencil dick later. So here is what the article that I found, and it says all of the presidents,
except one,
except for Martin Van Buren, are cousins. They're related to King John of England. He also signed the Magna Carta in 1215. So I'll give you an idea of like when he was 1215.
Right.
But isn't that crazy that all, including Obama, that's the poison bread I ate coming back up.
There you go.
But yeah.
Hey, at least you don't have gonorrhea anymore.
Because during I thought we weren't talking about sex till your show.
It's my show now.
Okay, go.
Go. Where am I going? We're talking. Oh. Well, you got to finish your story first. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
It's your show. You want me to finish the story? Say, Steve, would you please finish the story?
Steve, would you kindly finish your story?
Okay. So I didn't remember this till I read the article, but apparently there was a joke going around that Dick Cheney and Barack Obama were distant cousins.
Okay.
It finds out that they really were. Isn't that crazy?
Sure.
And all the presidents, except for Martin Van Buren, are related to King John of England. That is so weird. Do you find that weird that everybody, does that amaze you at all? No? Nothing?
No.
No surprise there at all?
I'm leaning more towards not bloody likely. Because even though royalty
no, it's true,
was able to like fool around with anybody they wanted, we're still talking about a fairly substantial Earth population.
Where did we come from?
Sperm and eggs.
Where did the United States colonies come from?
Italy.
What is that?
Well, Christopher Columbus was. Oh no, it's Spaniards.
That's not even a thing.
It's not. Oh, the colonies, not the founding of the continent.
He didn't find the continent.
No, he found something else, but he claimed it.
Well, he didn't claim whatever. The Don't Know show. Scott's trying to be funny.
Yes, the British are coming. The British are coming.
So, who did the colonies secede from?
Britain.
England.
It wasn't the Britons?
All right, go ahead. You've derailed the Don't Know show gives up, and you win. Okay, your turn.
My turn?
Yeah.
Ooh. But these are your subjects in here. Wait, do I have one of them in here? Let me look. See if there's one in here that's mine. Mine is the positivity message and the word of the week. That's all I got. We can't go to that yet. It's too early. We got 6 more minutes. You got to do your thing.
No, you want to take over, so I'm giving you the reins. Here you go.
Ooh. Where's the horse?
Subject.
Where is the horse?
Well, you get your head up his ass. That's why you can't see anything.
Okay. I'm kind of curious about this next subject because I'm wondering if it's from a Clint Eastwood movie. Come on, Steve. What movie am I talking about? What does it look like when you paint the town red and call it hell?
There was a man whose name was Jed.
No, not that one.
What?
When Clint...
they call the wind Mariah.
Yeah, it's not, they didn't paint the town red. They dug tunnels underneath the town, and the bull got loose and collapsed the entire town. No, the town when Clint Eastwood came in there because his brother was killed by these guys with whips, and he made them paint the town red and put the sign out front said "Welcome to Hell."
Oh, so it's not from Paint Your Wagon.
No.
I was born under a wandering star. Oh,
I do like that song.
No, so it wasn't that one.
No, but that's okay. So what I think is kind of interesting is if this is an Olympic-sized swimming pool that was full of wine, okay, what the heck happened to the 2.2 million liters of wine?
What?
According to this, the Olympic-sized swimming pool full of wine was 2.2 million liters, which happens to be 581,178.5152 gallons, which is a lot of freaking gallons. And apparently, all the wine from this swimming pool ended up going through this town in Portugal.
What?
Well, I haven't opened the link, Steve. I'm just reading.
Well, why have you not read the link? You're in charge of the show, Scott.
Oh, but I don't like reading your links. Ooh, although when I open it up, there's a pretty picture.
There's a video. That's what I wanted you to get to.
Oh,
so this is pretty cool. I will share it for you.
Good, because
I'm that kind of guy.
Doesn't want to show it to me unless I allow it to do stuff.
I'm that kind of guy. Wait, what just happened? Wait, what just happened?
That's kind of what I was getting.
Wait, what?
What?
What? All right, stop the show. What the hell?
What?
I was just watching the video and then I tried to go over to it. No. Where's the X at?
I didn't do it.
Why is it not? Skip ad. Hey, why is it not? What the? Oh, here we go. Watch the full video. Here we go. Now it's going to play a commercial again, right?
Oh, it's Daily Mail. That's why. Daily Mail comes up with some awesome stuff, but their links and everything are so confusing. It just drives me crazy.
I saw this right. So this is 15 seconds. So I'm going to have to watch this again. So keep talking about the story. So what happened?
Well, apparently, again, since we haven't opened it,
why haven't you opened it?
This ginormous swimming pool, which is Olympic size, filled with wine, somehow ruptured.
Look at that. That crazy? Look at the amount of red wine pouring down the street.
Expensive.
That is so cool.
E o perigo, aqui está. Epa, isto realmente.
I mean, I guess if you were that's how I would take the water to drain out.
Oh, check this out. The spill was so massive that local officials triggered an environmental alert and were forced to divert the wine to stop from contaminating the river.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was going to pour it in the river, and the alcohol level had been so high, it would have killed everything in the river.
That's pretty impressive.
Right? They diverted it out into a field, but look at that. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
That's a 1-minute video of stuff going on there. I mean, look at that picture. Look at it flashing up there. Look at it going around the corner. There's a little bit of it down. That's just crazy.
What's really kind of interesting is we've seen the mudslides and the flooding, where cars and even buses and trucks get pushed down the road.
We saw that here in Vegas.
I'm surprised it didn't get pushed down.
Oh, the car up in the corner?
Yep.
Yeah, remember the video we saw, and I told you about the one old man that was getting washed down hanging on a shopping cart, and this guy saved him?
Yeah.
Well, that guy couldn't swim. The guy who saved him.
Or
the guy who saved him didn't know how to swim.
And he went after it anyway.
He went after him anyways, and he just got an award this last week in Las Vegas as a heroism award. So that's
let me guess, it also came with free swimming lessons.
No, I have no idea.
I would have offered to teach him how to swim.
Was the movie where they painted the town red, the High Plains Drifter?
Yes.
Isn't that the one where he has the hat and the cigar and the squint in his eyes?
They all have. Well, not all of them, but the majority of them do. But that's the one that has the little person that he turns into the sheriff of the town.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that one.
Because none of the men in town were men. They were all.
So write that down on your show subject: Westerns and Western books.
Okay.
So that's another one you could talk about. I think people would find that interesting.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
BD.
What?
Carl X. Carlson. BD.
I'm BD. Nobody else could have that but me.
What?
Why? Because I'm BD. Whenever I drive a bus, I'm BD. For the ladies, it's Big Daddy. For the guys, it's Big Dog. And for the drunks, it's Bus Driver.
Big deal.
Yeah, well, it is a big deal. See?
Oh, okay.
All right. So anyway, that was pretty cool. So it is now officially time for the genuine positivity message.
All right. So show us your cousins.
Cousins
on screen.
Cousins.
Show us your cousins.
Cousins. They're fun guys.
Okay. They're going to introduce you. Get off the screen.
Oh, when I went there, they're here.
Okay. And now it's time for our big cousin, entertainer.
Thanks, little cousins.
Couldn't even see my lips move when I did that. If you close your eyes.
Yes, I closed my eyes. All right. Autumn is in the air and the leaves are changing color. Soon there will be the smell of burning leaves and the joyous laughter of children, and of course some adults, romping, rolling, and burrowing through the piles, enjoying just one of the things nature provides when summer is over.
And I would like to put this disclaimer out there. The piles will not be on fire when the kids are climbing through them.
Yes, that would be really bad.
Fun Guy the Entertainer did not mention that. However, please do not try this at home. Do not light the piles on fire while the kids are climbing through.
Just remember, we're professionals. Don't try this at home.
Well, don't do it at all. You know, there's a lot of places where you can't burn leaves anymore.
Yes, I do.
That sucks.
We actually had during the drought, 6 years ago or whatever, we weren't allowed to burn.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. This year was a drought too, but we ended up getting like 6 freaking inches of rain in the past 3 weeks. So
I thought we weren't talking about sex till your show. Why do you keep bringing it up?
Because it's just part of my whole being. You know, at least the beans didn't get above the Frank.
You are weird.
Weird.
Well, the weather's been weird.
It has been. You know why?
Why?
Because we're in La Nina.
El Nino?
El Nino? No, I think it was La this time. I don't know. I just catch things. Ooh.
El Nino? Nina and Nino are two different things, you know that, right?
BD, they were on my bus if they knew it was me. I didn't see that.
What?
I have a sneaking suspicion the person that said BD with all was on the bus today.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's cool.
But needless to say, I only know two people's names that were on the bus. The one on the contract and oh my goodness.
Now you know Carl X. Carlson.
There you go. Carl X. Carlson.
Carl.
All right.
There you go, BD. So one of the things that's been doing it is these stupid weather patterns and these hurricanes and high pressure, low pressure systems and stuff like that. So I was like, you know that the storm names are in a table and they just keep reusing them, right?
Every 5 years.
Right. Every 5 years, and they're in alphabetical order. So the first storm of the year is an A and the second one's a B. And
Correct.
It used to be all female, then it was male and female. And that, so I was like, wow, I wonder if these storms ever travel across the Atlantic Ocean, like the last ones that came through, if they're powerful enough and then pick up enough steam and then are a storm in the UK.
Yes.
Right.
Although they don't use our names.
Well, okay, just jump to the end of the story. Okay, next story.
What do you mean jump to the end of the story? That can't be the end of the story.
That's the end of the story.
Really? And I knew that too. It's not even, I don't open these links. So
yeah, so they don't name
knew
the
something.
storms. They don't have the same names. So if their storm is bad there, it wouldn't be bad here or here. So if they have a bad storm, well, I don't think they ever come from Italy to here, right?
I'm not sure how it works.
I think they just come from I think all weather travels from west to east.
It does not, because the hurricanes come from.
Well, they can come back a little bit, but for the most part, it's traveling around the high pressure system. You know what I mean? Or low pressure system. So it's circling around, but it's always moving east. So let's put it this way. Any of the ones that start in the Bahamas and go up to Florida are not coming to Las Vegas.
Right.
Okay. So on the bigger scheme of things, they're not going from east to west. They're going from west to east. But now, did you know that they retired the name if it was a bad one?
Yes. I know a few other things too.
What?
They don't use Q, X, Y, or Z in the United States.
They don't use hue?
Q. The letter
Q.
The letter Q.
Letter hue. What is the letter hue? H-E-W. H-U-E? Hue?
No, I did not say hue. I said Q.
Oh, Q.
The
Like
letter
queen.
Q, like
Well,
queen.
why don't you say Q?
I did say Q.
No, you said hue.
So there's,
When you hear the playback, you'll hear it.
and I believe the Europeans have 3 they don't use, but I'm not 100% sure.
And the East Coast storms, the Atlantic storms are worse than the Pacific storms. Okay. And here's how I know that. Check this out. These are retired names of storms in the Atlantic region. Look at this list. Now they're alphabetical, not by year.
Right.
Look at this list.
Yep.
Storms that have been retired. That's a lot.
It is a lot of storms.
No wonder why they opened it up to the men's names. But then there's the Pacific, North Pacific names.
Right.
Then there's the alternates. But look at that. There's this list, or there's this list.
Surprise.
That's crazy.
Hey, Goops.
That's a lot of storms that have been have destroyed a lot of that's
Yes,
bad.
it did.
But
And saying that the storms are probably going to be becoming worse.
They don't know.
No, they don't know for sure. They're,
The other day, I don't think I told you guys this. So the other day, I woke up and I was all achy, and I go, "Oh God, it's gonna rain." I go, "Alexa, what's the humidity outside?" And it goes, "Today there's a 0% chance of rain."
Yes, we talked. Yeah.
Peggy goes outside and it's raining.
Yeah.
In Las Vegas, Peggy goes, "You're just asking wrong." She goes, "Alexa, is it going to rain today in Las Vegas?" There is 0% chance of rain today in Las Vegas.
Oops.
Okay. So yeah, kind of weird.
Weird. Just like me.
I thought that was weird.
Well, you were correct.
Yep.
All right.
So you like to shoot your mouth off?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Oh, I missed you. It's Q, U, X, Y, and Z. Aha.
Yeah, hue. Stop saying hue. Hue like the color. Hue.
I didn't even see that until I just panned up.
Yeah, it would be nice if you actually read some of the articles that I.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I will strive to do better just for you, Steve.
Well, since you don't seem to want to know anything, living up to the "Don't Know" show name.
Exactly, but no, that's not why.
I think that's where we got the name from, actually.
It is, but what baffles the hell out of me is some things stick, but a lot of things don't.
Most things don't, which is weird.
It is, because I know a lot of stuff.
Yes, but then when I ask you, if I put you on the spot, you don't know it at all.
No, it's like it will not connect.
You cannot be smart on demand.
No, I would suck at game shows.
At all.
Although I did really good at Pictionary, remember?
Are you the one who drew the stool?
No, that was Keith.
Okay.
Keith Reed.
He was trying to draw a person pooping.
Yeah. Yes.
And everybody was guessing turd, crap,
Yep.
doo-doo, caca, number two,
Yep.
every word, and not an exaggeration. Would you say we came up to probably 50 different words
Pretty close, yeah.
in the minute and a half or whatever we had about poop?
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, it's stool."
It's
And I'm like, "Well, why don't you just draw a circle with 3 legs?"
exactly.
And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I guess I could have done that."
Yeah. It's just the way things go. People's brains function differently.
But yeah, and he kept drawing poop. Then he drew like the little turds and a dog pooping, and it, I'm like, how stool?
Yeah.
Maybe if it was a nurse,
Yes.
and then maybe we would have done more medical terms or
Sure.
something. But feces. I mean, it was amazing the amount of words that we came up with for that. But speaking of poop, how does toothpaste for sensitive teeth work, Scott? I gave you a hint. What was the hint I gave you?
Shooting off my mouth.
Right. So how does toothpaste with sensitive teeth work?
It blows up in your mouth and all your teeth come out, so you don't have sensitive teeth anymore.
What ingredient do you think they add to the toothpaste?
Well, I don't need to think because I did read that part already.
Okay. Then let's see if you get the right name.
All right. How about saltpeter?
That's not called that anymore.
How about potassium nitrate?
Yeah. Or how about gunpowder? Shoot your mouth off. Gunpowder.
The thing about gunpowder, however, is if it's wet, it doesn't go up.
Shoot your mouth off. Gunpowder. So no, you were trying to get the right name, not the correct name. The correct name is the answer to the puzzle I gave you. Now, what is the famous fallacy? It's not it's a fallacy. What do they call an urban legend?
Okay.
About saltpeter.
That if you put it on a beaver's tail, they can't do something.
No.
Oh, that's just salt. What's salt?
What was saltpeter rumored to be used for? And what
aphrodisiac?
Okay, again, we're not talking about sex this show.
Sorry, I scored my brain wet.
That's on your show.
Okay.
But you are right. It has something to do with sex. It is, if we're not talking about sex, what does saltpeter theoretically do?
Make you not want sex?
Reduces your libido. They said they were putting saltpeter in the food in prisons to make them
that would make sense.
right. But there's no proof that that's what it does.
Hence the urban legend.
However, urban legend, yeah, and urban legend goes back to the Old West. And I don't remember where or why it went back there. I couldn't find anything on that quickly, but yeah, that saltpeter lowered the libido drive. So therefore, we're talking about.
I am not 100% certain on the facts of this, but if I recall correctly,
we're talking about sex. Save it for your
in
show.
most European countries, I'm talking about mid 1800s and earlier, male and female prisoners were sometimes kept in the same pits, whatever you want to, dungeons, whatever. America was the first one to separate them. I sort of remember reading that, but I do not know how accurate that is. Hence, when you have a whole bunch of men in a place all by themselves, give them saltpeter so that they don't do things to each other.
The carnal urges are reduced. So but that could have worked as a placebo, making them think that. Therefore,
that's true. Yeah, it's amazing how many times placebo is actually
well, that's why a lot of people say a lot of treatments. It has to do with your mindset.
Yep.
And you know what? Can't hurt. A positive mindset will help you out of anything. Oh, like a genuine positivity message. That would be good. Do a genuine positivity message on that, Scott. Scott?
I did the genuine positivity. Oh, I have to make one line like that?
Well, no, okay, never mind.
Sorry, I got distracted by the other screen.
Why? What's going on the other screen?
A stupid video popped up. It drives me crazy when they do that. I wasn't even clicking on anything. I should not have gotten the video.
Is it a music video?
It was not. It was an advertisement video for insurance.
Did you see that Al now says that he can predict hit songs based on
and you know what his
body?
Do you know what his accuracy percentage is?
On what, Scott? His accuracy percentage on what?
On how
I didn't
he
even get a
can
chance to say
predict
what Al thought he was going to do.
Predict the next hit
You
song.
were so worried about what you wanted to say, you didn't even let me finish saying what Al thought he could do.
Yes, you did. You said he could predict the next popular song.
No, that's not what he can do.
Predicts the next hit song. That's what it says.
That's the subject of the article. However, we all know that the subject of the article is what, Scott?
Sex.
Is what?
Artificial intelligence. Your buddy Al is actually artificial intelligence.
God help us, folks. No, the subject of the article is a hook to get you in to what the story is about, and sometimes has nothing to do with the story.
Oh, that can't be true. If it's on the internet, you know it's real.
Yeah, I know. Abraham Lincoln said that.
Yes, he did.
God. All right. So they look at
vampires.
They look at how your body reacts to a song.
Okay.
To predict that it's a hit, not listening to the song itself.
Okay.
You're listening to the music. The AI is looking how you react to the song. And based on how people react to the song, that's how they decide if the song is going to be a hit or not.
I see. Which is mostly logical, with the exception of this problem. What if I was the subject matter and the number one heavy metal song out there was playing and I was going, bleh, then it would say the wrong information.
Exactly. Which is why Al needs to be killed.
You just went very dark.
Okay. Well, then let's just say that Al can't get any copyrights.
Okay, that would make sense.
Okay. So if Al creates it, he can't copyright it.
All right.
Is that fair?
Sure.
Well, according to the U.S. court, that's true.
Of course.
Any
always
AI
change
generated
L to Earl.
any AI generated art cannot get a copyright.
Okay.
Only humans can get copyrights. So here's my question for you.
Sure.
If I write the AI, I'm a human, and I write the AI program and give it all the parameters, do I get the copyright of the generated text from the AI? And
I don't think so. I think you're going to have to wait until
how would they know?
AIs become sentient and are granted citizenship.
I wrote it. Well, wait, what? How does that answer my question? Okay,
Doesn't.
bring me back around this crazy ride, folks. How did you go from me writing the software that would be like me playing a song, just strumming, playing it on a recording, and then playing the recording back, and then getting the copyright on that. Right? What?
Okay. It is a Robin Williams movie where called Bicentennial Man. And he has to fight for rights as a sentient artificial intelligence.
No.
So that he can
called Ted,
get paid.
and he was a foul-mouthed teddy bear.
That's another story. Yes, he was a foul-mouthed teddy bear.
That's right. Right?
And a hornball. Okay. So we know that this stuff is coming, obviously, because again, it's like Star Trek. Stuff that happens on Star Trek, people find interesting. They try to make it happen. So AI is going to be able to do things. And at some point in time, I'm assuming things will change. But for now, they're making it that, nope, it's got to be real people.
So should I replace you for one show with AI? Or should we add a third person in that's all AI to our show?
That could be interesting.
We could do that for a show.
Yeah. Do you have the right software?
It could.
Steve's like, I'll just write it. Oh.
No, I won't write it. I mean, it's already out there. I don't want to do the people generating thing though. That costs money. The audio though, just to get I'm stuck in my chair. You ask it questions and it gives you back answers.
Yes.
That's
you remember
out there.
iRobot with Will Smith?
And that's free. Yeah.
Okay.
With the three immutable laws.
Yeah, but that's not where I'm going with this. The cube that he puts down to talk to his mentor, the one who died and which got him on the thing, that's how this worked. You could talk to it and it almost seemed real, but if you didn't ask the right question, it says, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that or whatever. Well,
that's not.
They're now doing that too, They're creating.
Hey, do you know why he had to do it that way? Did you totally miss that?
No, I didn't totally miss it.
Okay, then why could he not just come right out and tell him?
So
why
that
did you have to have him ask the right questions?
So that the artificial intelligence, which I can't remember her name, didn't know that he was giving cookie crumbs to the detective.
Right.
But still,
it's not because
I don't know if you've read this, but they are creating a artificial intelligence with video that will allow you to talk to your dead relatives.
They have that already.
Yes, that's where I was going with this. But
but that
you
costs
went all
money.
ape
No,
shit.
but-
It all costs money. Yes.
Yes. So
It's-
you know who wrote the 3 laws of robotics?
The AI.
Close. IA wrote the 3 laws of robotics. And I always found that interesting. Isaac Asimov.
Oh, yes, from the original iRobot book.
Isaac Asimov, which is IA, not AI. Isn't that weird?
It is.
A robot may not injure a human or through inaction allow a human to become harmed.
Yes.
A robot must obey orders given to it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law.
Correct.
And a robot must protect its own existence as long as protection does not conflict with the first or second law.
That's correct.
I know, I just read
Brilliant, right?
I know, I just read them.
He was
However-
a smart dude.
However, I think it's cool that IA is writing the laws for AI.
Yep. I like it.
You know who else is really smart?
Me.
Or do we need to save this for your show?
Ooh.
MIT is really smart. But MIT is also a bunch of horny guys.
I can't look at that picture, Steve.
So they invented this scanner for breast scanners so the women don't have to go in to get their breasts squished.
Push, yeah,
get
that's the problem.
scanned.
Yep.
So
For one,
this- the bra that she's wearing is part of the scanner.
yes.
But you got to put it on and move the scanner to all these different places to get this. But I thought this was pretty cool, actually. So this is from MIT, and I think it was just a bunch of guys trying to figure out.
Yes,
Yeah,
we want to
like-
make sure you can see movies.
Like, what's the movie? We don't need the music. What's the movie? Where they build the girl? Weird Science.
Yes.
So yeah, so you see how she puts it on. It's covered on magnets in the bra that she has to put on first, and then the sensor is the little thing on where the pin is up on top. That cable is strictly a cable, so the sensor is strictly a sensor.
Right.
But there's 1, 2, 3. That's the sensor.
Yeah.
So that little sensor is all that spins. The big yellow thing that you see is actually the cable going to the controller. That's not part of the sensor. But you got to put it in all those spots. You got to put it through all those openings and then spin it 360 degrees
Right.
to get it to go, which is kind of cool that you could do it by, keeping it inside there. They got the channels and everything, right? So you can do it. But then look, there's the scanner. So the bra, the tracker, the
Yep.
array, then the honeycomb patch. So that's kind of cool.
It is.
I want to get to the air there. No, that's there you go. Look, there's the scan. It does just like what, looking
Yeah.
at a baby or that. That's pretty good.
Sure.
There you go. Here it is. That's cool.
It is.
So you can see what's in there and stuff like that.
I figure in another 50 years, we'll have tricorders.
But that's pretty cool.
It is.
Way better than smashing your breast flat in those machines.
Yes, it is.
See, there's the dark spot so they can see it. That's cool. So I just thought that was very interesting.
It is very interesting, Steve. Thank you for finding that. I'll tell Susie because she's going for her mammogram in November.
And then she would want her
See,
boobs
hey,
smashed.
get the new machine for the
I
new
don't know
bra.
if she might have to go to MIT.
Yeah.
Or
Or
she could just go to outer space and get the drugs. You get drugs.
you get drugs in space.
Yeah. So did you hear about this?
This one I have not heard of.
So they launched a space capsule. When I don't remember when. It was a while ago.
Okay.
It was published. When did they launch it? Let me see if I can find it. Vidara Space launched its spacecraft on board the Falcon 9 rocket June 12th.
Okay.
The capsule is designed to manufacture and produce in a microgravity environment and then transport back to Earth certain drugs. Well, there are certain crystals that they grow for HIV treatment.
Correct.
Well, guess what?
Crystals grow good in space.
Well, nobody thought about getting the space capsule back to Earth. The FAA will not allow it to re-enter the atmosphere.
Okay. Because it might have alien crystals in
The
it.
Air Force and the FAA denied permission for the Vidara space capsule to return and land on Earth. Why do you think that would be?
Because the alien space crystals.
Are you trying to be funny, or is that really your answer?
Sort of both.
The Don't Know Show doesn't know about
Sort
you.
of both. Yes. The only thing I could think of is it would cut into the profits of big pharma. So, but that's a conspiracy thing, and I'm not into that.
They're going overall safety risk. So my question is, if this thing does come back down and crashes somewhere, like anything else can,
Yes.
are the crystals inside of it, if it busts open, harmful? Like, will it become some kind of, right?
Exactly.
Can they go up in a spaceship, capture the capsule, harvest the crystals, and then bring that back?
Which is a logical thing to do.
Yeah, the protein crystals are made in space are formed larger and more perfect crystal than those on Earth. So unfortunately, space drugs are not allowed to come back to Earth.
Bummers.
So again, look what we're going to do. Nobody thought about the fact that nobody's going to let them bring this thing back. That wasn't part of the, hey man, we were just told to get it up there and build these.
Right. I don't know. Scientists focus on what they're trying to do. They don't think.
Okay. Put men in space. They
Yes.
didn't think about bringing them back safely.
Well, why would they? They just have to get them to space.
Just weird. I just think it's weird.
They did put big, ginormous parachutes on it. So when they comes back down, they would like theoretically float safely.
Yeah. Well, again, why will they not allow it back?
Damn good questions.
Safety. For safety.
Yeah, safety. That's their story and they're sticking to it.
I just thought it was weird. I just thought it was weird. Did you not think it was weird?
I thought it was weird. Almost as weird as my cousin trying to like sneak up on me.
Are you related to John and want to be president?
Maybe I am. You never know.
Who's your cousin trying to sneak up on you?
The fun guy. The baby fun guy. He's right here.
Do you think those pictures are moving?
Yeah. Well, he's
Did you sample some of those fungi?
Not those kind of mushrooms, Steve.
Well, then why do you think they're moving?
Because I'm tired. And I got sunburnt and baked in the sun today.
That's okay. I ate poison food.
That's good for you though, because now you're immune to it from now on.
No.
All those movies show that if you take small doses of it for years, you're immune to it.
Yeah, well, the problem is I ate probably a lot of it.
Oh, there you go. And I only did
whole
it.
bunch.
I don't want to do it again.
The spots were pretty big, and I should have looked, and I should have noticed, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But our word of the week, I know what our word of the week means. So you say what the word of the week is, and then I will tell everybody what it is.
Equinox.
Yes. Do you know what equinox is, Scott? Don't say
Of course
what it
I
is,
do.
but you know what it is.
I do.
Did you know what it was before you looked it up?
Well, of course.
Then are you thinking about joining?
Not the Equinox Club.
Equinox Luxury Fitness Club.
No.
It's not fitness. It's life.
No.
They have
Completely different. Completely different.
They have 106 clubs.
Yes, they do.
So experience all Equinox has to offer. Membership benefits.
You know what the biggest benefit
Where
is?
luxury
We have
meets
twice a
fitness.
year.
Unlimited classes.
Why did you get
But
dark?
how-
It's like a
how
light
can
went on you.
what light went out on me?
I don't know, but you got dark. Your face is dark.
Oh no, the screen. It's just the screen's black instead of white.
Ah.
Watch. Ready? Watch. Woo.
Oh, there you go. That
Ooh.
looks more like you now.
Woo. See the black background.
There you go.
Boston, Canada, Chicago,
Town.
London, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Northern California.
Yeah,
Texas.
I saw that, but that's not what we're talking about, Steve.
That is what you're talking about. Equinox Club. Are
Just
you talking about Autumna?
sort of. That is close.
What
That
are you talking
Type
about?
of equinox, the autumnal equinox, which of course happens to be in the fall. That's what autumnal means. Autumn.
No, it's a characteristic of or occurring in autumn.
So anyway, the
Not
equinox
fall. It would
is-
be faltumwa.
is
if it
when
was
the
fall.
time or date.
Autumnal, right? Autumnal. Autumn.
Sound like you got your mouth full of something, Steve.
Autumn. Again, we're talking about that on your show,
Uh-huh.
and you're gonna have to pay more.
So, hey, no. I get a
Yes.
discount.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm jacking up the base price.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Yes, it
If you're going to jack it yourself, you don't need my help. So, anywho's, the equinox happens to be the time or date, which happens twice each year, at which the sun crosses the celestial equator when day and night are approximately of equal length, which happens roughly September 22nd and March 20th, which also happens to be another term for the
What? No, it doesn't. Oh, the equinox?
Yeah.
But the autumnal equinox also happens September and March. Did you know that?
I thought it only happened in September because March was a different one.
See? Aha.
Sí, señor.
So how could that be right?
I don't know. Are you reading one of those websites that might
Spring equinox. Well, no.
false information?
This is the Don't Know show. You should know this.
I should.
Yes. When it is okay, this used to be what happened to the World Today show.
Okay. Well, it also has the tilt of the axis, which is what
When it's
creates.
autumn here, what is it on the southern hemisphere?
It is. Oh, it's autumn here, then it's spring there.
So could
Spring
you
here,
have an
autumn
autumnal
there.
equinox both in September and March. Yes,
Yeah.
because if it's
It
in
was-
September here, then it would be in March in the southern hemisphere, and then the summer equinox.
Yeah.
Or-
You
right?
tricked me. You're mean.
I didn't trick you.
It was
It's
a
Don't
trick
Know
question.
show.
I feel now like we're watching another movie.
Bill Nye for Science Guy.
No, the one with oh my goodness gracious. I know both their names too.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right. So when the sun crosses the celestial equator. Now, what is the celestial equator? I can't hear you. What happened?
I'm not talking.
Okay. So why are you not talking?
I'm thinking the celestial equator is the one at the
Well, you're the one who said it.
yes, but I'm trying to remember which. There's an equator. I thought the celestial equator was the same thing as just the equator. But it has to do with when the sun is when the earth is straight and the sun is in the middle.
Your earth is never straight.
Well,
Your earth always sits on its axis.
yeah. Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
I
Teach
don't know. It's
the
the
class.
Don't Know Show.
Teach the class, Steve.
You said it. I got to look it up. I don't know what it is. You can't say stuff and then not know what it
Yes.
is.
I can. All I have to
Why?
do is
The Don't
read
Know Show?
what I found.
The celestial equator is the greater circle of the imaginal celestial sphere on the same plane as the equator of the Earth. By extension, it is also a plane of reference for the equatorial coordinate system. In other words, the celestial equator is an abstract projection of the terrestrial equator into outer space. Thus, the name. Get it?
Blah, blah.
Celestial equator.
Sound like teacher in the
Celeste is the star. I just want to say, help.
What else do you want to say, Steve? Say it. Say it.
That's all I can say is help.
If you feel our show is not a bad life decision.
Then please subscribe, like, watch our other shows and channels. Hopefully I'll get my nephew on pretty soon so that they can do they tell us about their triple feature review.
Yeah. I hope they do a movie that I know.
Well, that's what we're going to ask about. What movies they're going to do, how they're going to pick the movies, what biases do they have? Feel free to chat with us some questions that you would ask a new movie reviewer. I've got a lot because we used to do movie reviews.
Yes.
And, I have a whole set of conditions and biases that I explained before.
Yes, you
the
do.
review, so people know how to interpret my review.
Yes.
I think that's more important. When you do a review, getting everybody who listens to you to understand what your biases are
Correct.
helps them to understand how to use your review.
Right. It's like certain movies that were completely thumbed down by
Siskel and Ebert,
Roland Ebert.
because they weren't artsy
I
enough.
enjoy tremendously, but it's because they're into different types of stuff than I am.
Right. But if you knew their biases, you could then judge it and go, oh,
Yippers.
that makes sense to me.
It does. Sometimes my brain
Sometimes your brain
works. Sometimes. Yep.
All right. We'll live every day and we'll see you on the next show.
Genuinely positive, live and love life, and have a good one.
Crazy, but you still amaze me.